good to catch up with you. I'm Nick Emel, host of Tennis Podcast. If you're new to Tennis Podcast, on our main weekly series, we cover top 10-ish lists in long form. I have a guest sidekick host, and one of us guesses the other's top 10-ish list. Now, as I said, the main weekly series has long-form episodes, typically about an hour or so per episode, but there are occasions where I come across a top 10 list that couldn't fill a full hour. Case in point, the most popular brands of ketchup. While it is a mildly interesting topic, arguably, who wants to listen to an hour of that? Not me. So this is where the Tiny Tennish comes in. This is episode number 1 of the Tiny Tennish, a new monthly micro podcast available for free on the first Monday of every month right here on the Tennis Podcast feed. And as the name implies, each episode is teeny tiny, 10 minutes or less. On the Tiny Tennish, I will cover top 10 lists in a quick fashion while still giving a few interesting tidbits of trivia like you've come to expect from Tennis Podcast. Today we're talking about the top 10 most popular brands of ketchup. But first, what is ketchup anyway? I'm glad you asked. Let me get you ketchup up. No, that doesn't work. All right. What is ketchup? It's a sweet and tangy sauce, typically made from tomatoes. Tomato ketchup is often used as a condiment to dishes that are usually served hot and are fried or greasy. French fries and other potato dishes, hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken tenders, meat, pies, cooked eggs, and grilled or fried meat. But let's talk about the history of ketchup. How did this sweet and tangy red sauce come to be? Well, in the United Kingdom, ketchup was historically prepared with mushrooms as a primary ingredient rather than tomatoes. Can you fucking imagine? Ketchup recipes began to appear in British and then American cookbooks in the 18th century. The term ketchup itself first appeared in 1682. Now, in the United States, mushroom ketchup dates back to at least 1770, back when we were still shitting in the streets, and it was prepared by British colonists in the 13 colonies. But the term used for the sauce varies. I mentioned the phrase ketchup first appeared in 1682, but ketchup is the dominant term in American English, Canadian English, although catsup, C-A-T-S-U-P, catsup, is commonly used in some southern U.S. states and Mexico. And listener, I just want to tell you, between you and I, if you say catsup, please just unsubscribe from the show. Many variations of ketchup were created, but the tomato-based version did not appear until around a century after the other types. So you had the mushroom-based ketchup and some other things. Tomato-based did not appear until sometime in the 17 or 1800s. In 1824, year of our Lord, a ketchup recipe using tomatoes appeared in the Virginia Housewife, which was an influential 19th century cookbook written by Mary Randolph, which was Thomas Jefferson's cousin, listener of the show. American cooks also began to sweeten ketchup in the 19th century, and by God, we've never looked back. As the century progressed, tomato ketchup began its ascent in popularity in the United States. Tomato ketchup was popular long before even fresh tomatoes were. Now, today, ketchup is considered the most popular condiment in much of the world, including the United States. According to an industry analysis report by Grandview Research, the global tomato ketchup attained a value of just under $21 billion in 2021 and is projected to grow to over $25 billion by 2028. Yes, this means in the United States alone, we're eating well over $20 billion worth of ketchup, or, more ketchup than the GDP value of some small countries. So if all this hasn't been enough #ketchup content for you, then let's get to the top 10. The following is the top 10 most popular brands of ketchup, according to an analysis from Insider Monkey. They went through consumer reviews, posted on different websites, and gave weight to the average ratings for each ketchup. Their findings were published in November 2022. Other sources I used for Statista, finance.yahoo.com, and Wikipedia. So again, Insider Monkey's analysis on the top 10 most popular brands of ketchup based on consumer reviews, not necessarily the best selling. Let's do it. Top 10. Number 10, this surprised me, Hunt's Ketchup. I'd call this one of the big 2 ketchup brands. The other we'll talk about later on this list. Hunt's Ketchup, way down at number 10. It is owned by Conagra Brands. And while it is number 10 on this list for popularity, it actually has the second biggest market share in North America. Now, a random fun fact, in December 2018, NFL quarterback Patrick Mahomes signed an endorsement deal with Hunt's. He is well known for his love of ketchup, even putting it on unconventional items such as steak and macaroni and cheese. Fucking what? Ketchup and macaroni and cheese? Nope. Patrick Mahomes, stick to football, man. You don't know ketchup recipes. Let's move to number 9. This is Del Monte Ketchup. The company Del Monte Foods dates back all the way to 1886. Its products are found in 6 out of 10 American households, according to the company's website. So, of course, they have other things besides ketchup. I think of like canned veggies, things like that. They have all kinds of things. And according to them, 6 out of 10 American households have their products in their house. Let's go to number 8, Sprouts Organic Ketchup. This one surprised me. It's just because, you don't think of organic ketchup being among the top 10 most popular in the world, but here it is. It is made from all organic ingredients. It is also free of artificial colors, flavors, preservatives, and good taste. I may have editorialized some of that. Number 7 is Market Pantry, which is the Target Corporation brand. Number 6 is Berman's, which is the Aldi brand. I learned today that Aldi's parent company, called Aldi Nord, also owns the Trader Joe's grocery stores, at least in the United States. You always think of those two as competitors, but they're actually owned by the same parent company. It's interesting. Number 5 is French's Ketchup, which is owned by McCormick & Company, Inc. I always think of mustard when I think of French's, but apparently they make ketchup too. And their ketchup brand has been around since the early 1900s, much like my frequent sidekick host on the main show, Brad Choma. Number 4 is Annie's, owned by General Mills. All of Annie's products are made with organic ingredients. Number 3 is Sir Kensington's, owned by Unilever. This was the first product released under the Sir Kensington's brand back in 2010. They have other things besides ketchup, obviously. And this is the second youngest ketchup brand on this list, right behind number 2, which is Primal Kitchen. This is owned by the Kraft Heinz Company. Primal Kitchen was founded in 2015. And it was acquired by the Kraft Heinz Company in 2019 for roughly $200 million. So they've made their money back for sure. And number 1, the same owner as number 2, Kraft Heinz Company. Heinz Ketchup at number 1, by far the market leader. They have more than 50% of all ketchup sold in the world is Heinz Ketchup. Originally founded by Henry Heinz in 1869, this is the oldest ketchup brand on the list. Kraft and Heinz, of course, they merged in 2015. To form the Kraft Heinz Company. And Kraft Heinz, the company, is the 3rd largest food and beverage company in North America and the 5th largest in the world with over $26 billion in annual sales as of 2021. Ooh, who knew ketchup could be so fucking fascinating? But let's go back through that top 10 one more time. These are the most popular ketchup brands in the world according to an average of consumer reviews in a research study done by Insider Monkey. Number 10, Hunt's Ketchup. Number 9, Del Monte Ketchup. Number 8, Sprouts Organic Ketchup. Number 7, Market Pantry. Number 6, Berman's, which is the Aldi brand. Number 5, French's. Number 4, Annie's. Number 3, Sir Kensington's. I think that's the only one on the list I have not personally tasted. Number 2 is Primal Kitchen, which is owned by the Kraft Heinz Company. And number 1, also owned by the Kraft Heinz Company, Heinz Ketchup. And if this list of fucking ketchup didn't get you amped up, I don't know what will. You're welcome for this free ketchup trivia you can use to impress your friends at your next dinner party. Which, if it's a dinner party hosted by Patrick Mahomes, you might be eating mac and cheese mixed with ketchup. I hope you'll join me on the next edition of the Tiny Tennish. Again, new episodes of this series will drop on the first Monday of every month, so the next episode will actually drop on New Year's Day 2024. I'd love to know your feedback on this first episode. Drop me a note on social media. You can find us on all social platforms at TennishPod. That's 10ISHPOD. You can also shoot me feedback and ideas for future Tiny Tennish episodes at tennishpod@gmail.com. Until next time, while this episode might have been tiny, my love for you, dear listener, is huge. Thanks for listening.